Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Aksharadhare. I'm Devraj. Today is 13th January 2024. I hope you guys are doing great and doing great, learning great, and earning great, and also enjoying the weekend and also enjoying the Sankranti festival. I wish you everyone the Sankranti festival to you and your family. I wish your dreams could come true and be happy always. So today is the Saturday. So before going to start today's paper reading, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like and comment. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. It may useful for somebody to utilize the opportunities from Lakshya Dhare and T. So let's start reading the newspaper The Hindu, which is very important for the point of examination and also for the point of self development, language development, communication development. So this is the front page of the Hindu newspaper. Let's see what's in front page of the newspaper. Debris of IAF's Han AN-32 found in Bay of Bengal. PM begins special 11-day rituals. US and UK launch attack against Houthis. The long wait for Indian citizenship. The story of Sri Lankan refugees in Tamil Nadu. Hockey Olympic qualifiers from today. Retail inflation rose to its 4-month high of 5.7% in December. KIA added 3.72 crore passengers during 2023. Wow. SC refuses to stay law on SEC selection issues notice to government. Petitioners said the act deleted earlier judgment of a top court in the matter by replacing CJI with a Union Cabinet Minister and Selection Committee. Yuvanidhi scheme launched. A certain age of accused in criminal cases. Want now, get now. CCP police raid bookie counters at the BTC. Biscom registers a steady increase of electricity sales. Growth of sales observed in both HT and LT categories. With the latter being major contributor. Despite crackdown, Korea's scam continues unabated. Among the recent victims are a retired bank employees couple who told the police that they lost 10 lakh to the scam. Government shops selling counterfeit goods raided. Power shutdown today. There will be a disruption in power supply on Saturday between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. In the area's services from 66 bar 11 kV Kantira station. Single window panel approves 73 proposals worth over 3,900 crore. Dash and others give statements before police in pub case. State reports 175 more JN1 cases, taking total to 374. Distributing Hello Bella to express solidarity with the Keepers of Cleanliness. Foundation Day celebrated. Investor awareness program. K and it handled 3.72 crore passengers during 2023. High Court refuses to interfere with NMC decision to not renew permission to GR Medical College. CT online application access to be it for 5 days. Guest teacher of BBMP schools withdraw strike. Hockey Olympic qualifiers 2024. ಬೃಹತ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಹಾನಗರ ಪಾಲಿಕೆ Property plus homes and real estate news. Nature in the classroom. How sustainable architecture can be a tool to facilitate holistic education environments. Government likely to allow one-time entry for 11,700 staff to OPS. 1.5 crore families get 5,000 to 6,000 a month under our scheme, says you. Fifth and final full guarantee of Congress government UNID launched by Siddaramaya and Shivkumar in Shivamoga will visit Ayodhya after January 22 CM. KSRTC buses are hired to ferry students and party workers. Satyavati G's Satyavati G is secretary of backward classes. A certain age of accused in criminal cases to ensure they are not minors. Ministry of Defense, ex-serviceman contributory health scheme. Ministers who fail to ensure victory in LS polls who will lose post. ASHI issues summons to center on Kerala's suit alleging financial curbs. State says it is unable to borrow funds or take loans owing to center's arbitrary restrictions and seeks interim relief so that it can borrow 26,000 to 26 crore to clear unmet arrears and immediate obligations. Quoted to look into issue on January 26. State is apprehensive that its treasury operations will be halted or starkly curtailed. The consequences will be catastrophic. Anagal case accused involved in another moral policing offense. The duo, along with some other youth, is seen harassing a Muslim girl in a viral video wire. They repeatedly threaten to expose her misdeeds before her family. Lord Rama from Mandi to the more important Rajya. Let's read this editorial written by the senior advocate. The most remarkable aspect is that following the unanimous Supreme Court judgment awarding the disputed Babri Masjid site to Hindus, there was not a single incident of bloodshed in this entire country, let alone the loss of life, amid the fears of widespread violence and the country being placed on full alert. This is indeed phenomenal. As one who has delved into this matter deeper than most people, I would say that there were important factors at the root, the wise utterance in many Muslim forums and discussions that this must be the last of such disputes. And second, this case must not be a precedent for other mosques which are under the scanner of some political organizations for whom Mandir Masjid disputes are a handy tool. Correspondingly, if this were to be accepted, Muslim would respond positively to the very strong feeling among Hindus that this spot was needed to mark Lord Rama's birthplace, having no other in Ayodhya, and the realization among others involved, center of the dispute and periphery understands that it was in the primordial interest of the nation that this dispute ends without more damage. A rounds of mediation. Fortunately, India has a progressive piece of legislation in the form of the Places of Worship Special Provisions Act 1991, year in after the Act, which prohibits conversion of any place of worship from its state of existence as on the 15th day of August 1947. This was formulated to prevent such disputes from shredding this country. The only exception in this legislation was the Babri Masjid Ram Janmabhoomi dispute in Ayodhya. This dispute wended its way through the labyrinth field of India's court system, producing in the Allahabad High Court a three-way panchayati style partition of the land among is the Hindu party styling itself as the representative of Ram Lalla, the Nirmohi Akhara and the Muslim Sunni Waqf Board all appealed. 9 years later, the matter was referred by the Supreme Court of India for mediation by former Supreme Court Judge Ibrahim Kalipullah, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, and this writer. One significant aspect of mediation is that it fosters positive communication, brings realities and a long-term interest to the fore, and enables a clearer look at opinion options to see where some give and take is possible. This happens not just at the mediation table but also in discussions and deliberations at which the mediators are not present. The first round of mediation was brought to a rather hasty hand up by the court in end July 2019. But to paraphrase Sri Aurobindo in his classic writing, the hour of God, even though a settlement may seem to pass on the wings of the wind, it shall return. It did indeed return and was agreed to and formulated by a significant array of the important parties, Muslim and Hindu. It was a simple document. The disputed land would be given up without claim of compensation, and all other places of worship, including mosques, would be protected by strengthening the act. Subsidiary sessions included the opening up of some select mosques and archaeological survey of India, control for worship. Two very generous donations of land near the disputed site in Ayodhya were to set up an institute for communal harmony were noted. Distinctive features. The Supreme Court acknowledged this settlement effort and referred to it, specifically noting the willingness to hand over the land. It could have, in the view of very senior retired judges, used this as the basis of an order under Article 142 of the Constitution to resolve the dispute, or applied other provisions of the Code of Civil Procedures to further the settlement. It, however, they chose not to and instead went into facts and law to ultimately hold that since Hindus had established their usage over the outer part of the disputed land, the whole could be given to them. The judgment has been critiqued strongly and extensively, both for its reasoning as well as the remarkably unique aspect that it does not bear the signature of its author. What is significant here is that it responded to Muslim concerns shared by many Indians by upholding the places of worship, acted to the status of having the features of the basic structure of the constitution, thus inhabiting a galaxy free from encroachment by a majoritarian parliament. Not even the most optimistic of judges would think that the country's acceptance of the Ayodhya decision stemmed from the logic or language of the judgment. For that, we need to look at other factors, and amongst these must be a general wariness. The political landscape, but also very sharply the Muslim mind, which predicated the association of Masjid Mandir conflict in perpetuity over the loss of this one piece of land and correspondingly the affirmation too by other parties, including significant Hindu entities, that this should be the last of such a disputes for modern India. One significant Hindu party stayed away from affirming this. Its associates are the drum beaters for discordant notes in other places of worship. Indeed, the one distinctive feature of the demand for the Ram Mandir was that there was no other temple for Ram in his birthplace Ayodhya. This distinction has been drawn by Shios across the board. Kashi and Mathura stand on a different footing because although the old temples were destroyed during Mughal rule, new temples on adjoining land have been built many years ago, which have become major shrines. The Kashi Vishwanath temple was built in 1780 and the Sri Krishna Janmasthan in 1982. Need for constitutional spine. Building the Ram temple is a landmark achievement, but not the only important thing here. The other, as important for if not me more, is to ensure that these disputes do not recur and that can only be done by strict implementation in letter and spirit of the Places of Worship Act, as regards which the courts have turned in a dismal performance so far. The act is a straightforward piece of legislation, like requiring no legal adroitness for enforcement, but needs constitutional morality and spinal and living up to one's words, much to Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh Chief Mohan Bhagwat's credit, his public statements are far more statesman-like than those emanating from judicial heads. There was a historic background to the RSS being involved in Ayodhya, but otherwise its work was man-making and not being involved in agitations. Responding to a question on Gyanvapi and Mathura, one cannot be looking for a shivling in every mosque. A last word on Lord Rama Ram, who is are out to be the central figure here. Not having his designated temple all these years has made no difference to his centrality in the arts of the Indians and his position as the Maryada Purushottam, the ideal man. But Rama is more than that. He is the ideal ruler, ensuring for all his subjects justice and protection and welfare and making righteousness the creed of his rule. Building a temple and installing a statue and creating an airport and the like is of far less worth than following the dharma of Ramarajya. Lord Rama will smile then. A case diary for the Indian police. So let's read this editorial page by the former CBI director, from CBI investigation director. The 3 day conference in Jaipur in the first week of January of police officers, Director General of Police level from across India, was a kind of stock taking exercise as well as a learning experience, as many subjects of contemporary relevance in the area of information technology formed the core of the agenda. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who spoke at the meet, also interacted with most of the officials individually. The sign is that there is a growing importance being attached to law enforcement in the country, and the high stakes that the administration has in efficient policing. Public image, federal issues, however, which what cannot be swept under the carpet is the undeniable fact that the police have still to earn the trust and confidence of a majority of the populace. Their image in the public eye continues to be abysmal, and no respectable citizen would ever want to go into a police station in India to seek help unless he is in extreme distress. It is unfortunate that even 7 decades after India's independence, citizens do not have a guardian organization that will reach out to the poorest in the community. This is why, despite the honest intentions of the executive, there has been no upgradation in the reputation of our police forces. No police commission has been able to do much in this regard except to make a few in, in observations. An added complexity is the growing discord between the center and a few opposition-led states. The New Delhi conceived and managed the Indian police services is perceived to be a permanent irritant to some states who look upon the IPS as unreliable intruders over whom they have no control. States would prefer to have their own recruits vice versa, those with divided loyalties. This is likely to exacerbate itself in the years to come. I wonder whether this delicate subject was discussed at all in Jaipur. The role of the Enforcement Directorate and the implications it has for federal governance will have to be sorted out sooner rather than later. The attacks on ED officers in a few places in India is unfortunate and poses a danger to retire relations between New Delhi and states. More technology or depth. In fairness to the police, however, it must be said that they have become more technology savvy. It is possible because we have more educated policemen in the lower echelons than before. It is not because Indian youth rate a career in the police force are very high. It is the sheer high rate of unemployment in India that is driving many to opt for a police job. This is good so far as it goes. The question is whether the gang men and women who become constables or inspectors, the two ranks to which there is a direct entry, will get an opportunity to display their talent. This is because officers of the IPS are alone hog all attention and the glory, depriving the lower ranks of any chance to prove themselves. The situation is in most of the word is different. However, recruit barring a few highly qualified candidates indeed needed for their knowledge of science and technology starts at the lowest rank of the ladder and rises up the ranks. This is the argument against the IPS, notwithstanding the fact the IPS officer is rated highly for his and her sharp mind and gene. A major is restructuring that narrows the gap between the higher ranks and the lower ranks could help in any exercise to drastically improve the quality of policing. Knowledge and integrity will have to go together alongside genuine empathy for the common man. If the image of the India's police force has to improve. This is ambitious, but the blending can be achieved if senior police officers make an earnest attempt to change things. And anxiety to educate those at the lowest level in the posts is unfortunately not evident among IPS officers. It is unfortunate that the structure of the hierarchy works against us spending quality time with the constabulary. Why cannot DGPs and their immediate subordinates spend an hour a day to teaching their ranks how to expand their frontiers of knowledge and in turn how to use it for the benefit of the common man? The shadow of politics. No discussion of policing can be concluded without referring to the eternal complaint of the politicization of the police force. The nagging question of how to insulate our policemen from political caprice dominates all debates on the police. This knotty problem is intertwined with the democratic system of government. It is an art to politely say no to a downright illegal demand made by grassroots politicians. Not many can do it with tact. This is an aspect of policing that will continue for decades to come, ensuring the independence and the autonomy of operation for the police force is a pipe dream until the whole polity changes. To chastise the police alone as being as a slave to political directives is dishonesty to the core. Numbers game factors affecting general improvement in sanitation must be overcome. Robust revenues, strong direct tax receipts create a fiscal cushion and room for more reforms. The long wait for Indian citizenship. Sri Lankan refugees have been living in and outside refugee camps in Tamil Nadu for years. The union government considers them illegal migrants and refuses to grant them citizenship. But thanks to judicial intervention, a few of them can finally be called the Indian citizens. I had been waiting for that moment for more than 30 years. It is as if I have got a second life. PM begins special 11-day ritual before opening of Ram Temple in Ayodhya. In special message, Modi says God has chosen him as an instrument to represent all Indians at the consecration ceremony. I just everyone to celebrate the event as if they probably had their own homes. Do you need humanity to visit your Lord? Asks Gangris. Momo invited for consecration. No invite for temple event says Akhilesh VHP counters. Lord Ram has chosen Modi to build his temple, says Advani. 15 suits to be consolidated in Mathura temple room. What volte face? Is Briar is going back to previous name? Focus on best practices as global meet and purses returns to India. Alice Privileges panel calls for revoking suspension of 3 MPs. Slapping incident. SI reprimands the UP government. FIR against 14 agents in the Nikhargaon Goa fight case. India's longest sea bridge inaugurated. The six-lane in Trans-Harbour Bridges is 21.8 km long with a 16.5 km sea link. Atal Setu shows India's infrastructural prowess, says PM as he lays foundation stone for projects worth 12,700 crores. Says the government's vision is to improve ease of mobility of citizens by strengthening transport infrastructure. Yatra seat sharing on agenda at India's block online meetings today. Avoid trap up emotional issues and join the fight for justice. The empire is far detached from ground reality to keep the flame of justice burning in the storm of injustice. Crores of youth Nyay Yodas are joining me in this struggle. India Saudi Arabia discuss defense ties joining today. Just a giant trend. Only youth can dilute dynasty politics in the country, says Modi. Gujarat says Trade Summit attracted investments worth 26.33 lakh crore. Possible debris of a IAF aircraft located in Bay of Bengal after 7 years. The Yan 32 transport aircraft was on its way to Port Blair from Chennai when it went missing on July 22, 2016. There were 29 personnel on board. At 25.3 lakh, 37 lakh, India achieved record TB notifications in 2023. DRDO conducts successful flight test on Akash missile. Second session of GW main will be conducted after April 2nd, 3rd. ED searches residences of Trinamool minister leaders. Enhanced compensation for eat and run victims. Farmers' Convention to Chart Act plan to defeat BJP. Science Ministry team visits Hawaii to take stock of a telescope project. Bring in the new wing with Bogie. November factory in output growth drops to 8-month low of 2.4%. Manufacturing growth spurts to 12.1.2% and consumer durables output drops to a 29-month low. Just 6 of 23 manufacturing segments grow during the month, and furniture output drops 30.5%. LIC gets another IT's notice for 1,371 crore. City to slash 20,000 jobs through 2026 CFO says. Van unit to buy Tapasya fee 120 crore for initial 50%. RBI DG Michael Patras gets a 1 year extension. Sundaram Finance fasteners to invest 1,411 crore in Tamil Nadu for expansion. HCL Tech Q3 net rises 6% to pay 12 interim. Titan Engineering's Osu unit expansion plan to cost 430 crore. Sri Lanka says debate restructure to be finalized by beginning of April. More than 33 civilians killed in strikes on Sudan capital Anju. China's XA11 meets Belgium PM, calls for closer ties with Europe. UK PM Prime Minister visits Kyiv to announce more support in war. US UK launched joint strikes against Houthis targets after at sea target attacks. Hamas is guilty of genocide. Israel tells the High Court. Myanmar junta armed alliance reach ceasefire. Taiwan parties rally on eve of pivotal election. Chinese media warns against a threat narrative. Standing pose for B. Vijay Reddy Memorial Curve. Exceed obliques in the CM Verma and BM Verma Memorial Million. Sumit Nagal outclasses Molkhan to enter Australian Open main draw. India A dominate proceedings against England Lions. India can get into the second round, says Bhutia. Panthers beat Titan to begin home leg in style. Post India will have its task out cut out in clinching the Paris ticket. The advantage for Savita and Co will be familiarity with the turf after winning the act and the massive crowd support. Acts are ready to attack more trade runs for wickets. Largest Indian contingent for WTT star contender Goa. Akhil Ran wins rifle 3 position gold. India ready for Australian challenge. Jurel in India squad for England test. Kaushik picks up 4 as Gujarat gets bowled out for 264. Kshitij and Umang rescue the host with a 157 run 5th wicket. Stand after coming together at 45 for 4. Prasidha leaves the field due to an injury. FSBU aims to make the league. The second coming of Naomi Osaka. The birth of her daughter Shia has given the former world number 1 new purpose, fueling a return to the court. The four-time major champion has big goals for second chapter, but thanks to an improved perspective about winning and losing, she wants to enjoy every moment of it. I wanted to show she shows that she is capable of everything. So that's one of my main purposes why I wanted to be back out here. She has affected my goals in a positive way and helped me with the way I view things. As franchise leagues kidnap the game, Test cricket must find windows. A former player, one of cricket's best known voices and now MCC president, Mark Nicholas has had a ringside view of the sport for almost 5 decades. In this conversation, he offers his views on the state of the game, the best he has seen his commentary career, and who he thinks cricket's most influential figure is. Picture this. This is the last page, guys. There's no text and context page. This today on every Saturday. I hope you guys have enjoyed the newspaper reading and continue reading for the newspaper for 2 hours in a day. It will make you really very good in English communication. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe the channel, like and comment. If you like the video, please share it to your friends. It may be useful for somebody to utilize the opportunities from Akshardhare and the team. So see you in the upcoming videos, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.